buttons again. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the today's Restaurant News 9 a.m. networking group. Today is December the 8th, 2023. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other grow our businesses. And we also are here to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef who might have a question, a problem, an issue that they need help on. We're here to help. We have hundreds of years of experience in the group and outside the group as well. So if you have any questions, give us a call at 561-620-8888. Go to our website at trnusa.com and take a look at our YouTube channel, which is Today's Restaurant. We have well over 300 videos on from the very beginning of this group, which started, I think, way back in 2018. So it's fun to watch the people in the group age.
I remember when Howard could not even grow a mustache.
Wow. So I want to welcome, as I said, our newest official member, Brian Auerbach. Welcome. And our first-time guest, Baha Errol. Is that right? Baha Errol?
Correct.
So
awesome.
Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and how we can contact you? And I just wanted to mention to you also that at the end of this meeting, I will send everybody a spreadsheet with all the information of everybody that's here. So you don't have to sit there and write everything down. So tell us who you are and welcome.
Perfect. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for having me. First off, happy Friday. My name is Baha Errol. I'm a commercial lines risk advisor that specializes in the restaurant industry. So restaurants, catering, all that good stuff. And super excited to be here. Thank you, Rick, for that Rough Diamonds recommendation. We were definitely looking for some new Netflix shows to watch. So I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm here for you, Brian. I'm here for you, man.
Thank you.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Yeah, Chris, you're just jealous. That's all it is.
You and Rick are in the same industry.
Oh, that's awesome.
What do you do, Baha?
I'm in commercial lines, so property and casualty.
Okay, I'm in the health and life side.
Perfect. It's like
just got done with annual enrollment.
Yin and yang, it's perfect.
Yeah. Are you in Florida?
Correct. Yep, Jacksonville.
Oh, okay. You're up by where Ed is.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Ed's at the doctor's appointment today. He won't be here. But yeah, he's in Jacksonville.
Sweet. Maybe we'll grab some lunch together.
Hmm.
All right. So I hope you are all looking forward to the end of the year and beginning of the new year coming soon. Let's do our intros and why don't you start us off, Rick?
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be back. I've taken a hiatus for the past 7.5 weeks. We just got done with our Medicare annual enrollment period. I am an independent broker. I represent about 9 different companies in the state of Alabama, also in Florida and Georgia and Tennessee. We work mainly with the Medicare side for individuals that are coming off group into Medicare and help them to evolve and go through that maze of Medicare. And I also, now we are about 7 days left of the open enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act, or commonly known as Obamacare. So where we go with that aspect is we help business owners who need insurance for either themselves or for their employees. We can do group insurance through the Affordable Care Act with them and save the company tax dollars by using an ICRA, where they do not have to pay that big, large bill to the Big Blue or whoever you have in your business. And that saves the business owner tax dollars as a tax write-off at the end of the year. I am based in Huntsville, Alabama, and but I do service all of Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Mississippi, and I can be reached at 256-937-2537. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right, in the group now, we've got 2 Chris's and 2 Brian's. So let's go to Chris K.
Good morning. This is Chris Kaufman, the founder, president, and CEO of Chris Kaufman and Company, primarily recruiting restaurant talent throughout the United States, mostly in the southeastern United States. Based out of Vidalia, Georgia. Pay no attention to the beach in the background, okay? That's just my vision that came to me when I was dreaming about heaven. And but the focus of
I got the same beach. On the same beach. And it's real.
this must not be heaven then. So we primarily work on behalf of the client company providing solutions of human capital. Human capital is the most important form of capital for any business. You can get more money, you can't get more time, but you can maximize your money and maximize the time you do have with the right capital. And have been doing this since Monday, April 6, 1981, and working with small companies, New York Stock Exchange, big multi-billion-dollar companies. The core issue, though, is providing solutions for companies in need of significantly improving their human capital. Chris Kaufman, providing all-star talent for restaurants. And then you can reach us at 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. Just ask for Chris. Thank you.
Okay, let's stay with the Chris's. We got Chris Pumo. Good morning.
He's so pleasant to listen to. I don't really like following up after Chris. No, I'm just kidding. Chris Pumo, CEO of Skyline Analytics. We're an outsourced operational data analytics company. So our focus is on point of sale data and ERP data, ultimately guiding strategy around pricing, cost of goods sold, labor optimization, basically like an outsourced CFO service, but much more granular. Really what they call it is FP&A, financial planning and analysis. We do custom integrations from any piece of software that the restaurant might be running. So we're system agnostic. So if your client has any pain points around their data, around reporting, around visibility into what's happening in their restaurant, or just how to make that restaurant more profitable, they can hire us on a fractional basis, as opposed to hiring probably 3 or 4 other people to do the same thing. So very cost effective, very high ROI proposition for them. I'm easy to reach. Howard sends out my contact every week. So I'm here. Reach out if you need anything.
Okay, thank you. Let's go
I
to
like the way
Brian.
you use the word. I like the way Chris used the word granular. You know, it's very specific. And we got a resume of a pastry chef who told me that he in 1988 he granulated from high school.
Oh, okay.
Pastry chef.
Yeah.
Hopefully he bakes better than he speaks.
Let's hope.
I assume he's not from Vidalia, Georgia.
No, we don't graduate here, people. We learn a trade.
All right, let's go to Brian A.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me too, and happy Friday. Brian Auerbach. I am with InfoSync Services. We are an outsourced accounting and payroll department. So we do everything from the accounting world, basically bookkeeping, all the way up to the controller level. So where we stop is usually where Chris's team starts at Skyline. It's kind of a good way to think about it, right? So we're doing all the tactical work, not necessarily the strategic work. Another thing we do for restaurants is third-party delivery disputes. So anything with Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Grubhub, or if they're in Canada, Skip the Dishes or Ritual, we will go and dispute customer disputes with the aggregators being Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub and get their money back, right? Because the restaurant's getting blamed. That's usually bringing back anywhere between 1 to 3% of the bottom line for restaurants. So it's a big thing. InfoSync's been in business for about 23 years now, and we work with over 11,000 multi-unit operators throughout the United States. So for the United States, I'm based down in the city of South Miami, or the city of Pleasant Living, as we put down. And if you ever come down here, the people tend to take out the L in Pleasant, so it's usually the city of Pleasant Living. Could be a little fun for you. But if you have any questions, my information will be out there. But I can be reached on my cell at any time at 786-670-1027. And again, thanks for having me.
Okay. Welcome aboard. Brian J., good morning.
Morning. Hey, I have a question for Brian A.
I know what you're gonna ask him.
So do
What?
I.
You're gonna, are you gonna ask him if he's any relation to Jerry?
No, I know who Jerry Arbach is.
Yeah. Are you in relation to Jerry Auerbach?
No, well, possibly, but I have
Celtics.
no idea who it is.
Celtics. See, when you do disputes, okay, so like you said, you deal with, was it DoorDash or what did you mention?
DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. Yep.
Okay, all right. This happened. I don't know, about maybe 7-8 months ago. Chris might remember this place called Aldo's at Abernathy and Roswell Road.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They had 4 of them.
Okay. He got an order in the morning and he wasn't open yet, but the guy showed up about 20 minutes later, early for his order. And the guy, it actually was on local news. The guy, the owner, Masseuse, the owner, said it's not ready yet. We're not really open yet. Okay. But he got there and something happened and they got into a confrontation. The DoorDash guy beat the crap out of the guy.
Oh,
Then another DoorDash guy came and was complaining about where's my order. And both of them pummeled the guy and he's still recovering like 8 months later. Yeah. I just was curious if you deal with stuff like that.
No,
looking
we're
for
not. We're not a law firm, so
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
And
But
all
yeah,
the
it was-
aggregators, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub have systems within their system where you can report illegal activity.
Yeah.
In there, and it basically defaults to looking at your local law enforcement, because that's a law enforcement issue, not us.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, he's still recovering. But yeah, it was. He's been around. At least I know what. Like 30 some for almost 35 years at this one place. But besides that, I'm Brian. I work for a company called Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily work in the hospitality side, which is restaurants, bars, breweries. I do a lot of work with convenience stores. I do some other industries, but primarily the hospitality. What I focus on is commercial equipment financing. So it can be from a small project to a large project. Could be a startup. I help from, I work all over the country. So I help, clients in the hospitality looking for commercial financing. Again, it's Brian. I can be reached at 404-723-7222.
Okay, thank you. Steve Whitehill, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Whitehill with Anchor Business Brokers, and we help people buy and sell businesses of all sorts. Today, I'd like to tell you about a sandwich shop that's available in Miami, and it has gross sales of about $670,000, and on that, it makes about $220,000. And with for as little as about $90,000 down, you can finance the rest and buy this thing with an SBA loan. And by the way, it's already pre-qualified for the loan. So if your credit's good, you can buy this thing without really too much money down. And that's just a sample of what's available. Steve Whitehill again, Anchor Business Brokers. You can reach me at 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
What's considered credit good? What kind of FICO?
Usually something around 650 and up, probably
Thanks.
close to 700. It
Okay.
depends a little bit about the banks.
Okay, there we go. Let's go to Terry. TRN Terry.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome the new people. I can't pronounce the young man's name, but he has a nice smile. And welcome, Terry, with today's restaurant news. And it's my job to make sure that everyone in the US and Canada that wants to know what's opening in Florida and Georgia, we try and find that out monthly. There is a report that I send out. I actually sent out, Chris, did you get, Brian, did you get your report? I sent it out yesterday. They got it done early.
I'll check. I didn't see it, but I'll check.
Okay, you should have Florida. Georgia's going to be another week, but
Okay.
we get out once a month, somewhere between the 9th and the 15th. Florida is usually always the 9th, unless it's a holiday like January will be late. But you're going to get 50 to 80 guaranteed brand new leads every month on an Excel spreadsheet so that you can sort them any way you'd like. You're going to get the owner's names, phone numbers, email addresses, what the name of the establishment is. Like there's one place that is so massive, it's like almost a city block that's opening up. They're going to have a whole ring of outdoor food trucks with inside's going to be a full round circle bar inside this rustic barn building. And then they're going to have games outside. You know, the horseshoe throws and those little corn things, those little corn box things with the tosses. But we try to give you as much of that info as we can in a separate line and about when they're opening. Now, there are some people who want the older reports, and for very good reasons. If you're somebody who, let's say you're an insurance agent, okay? So you might want the older reports to call to see if they're happy with maybe they had a fire and their insurance wouldn't cover it. So you're going to want the older reports. We have them back to, I think, 2020. We might have a couple from 2019, but I know that that there are people that want the older reports as opposed to the newer ones. But we do give you what's opening, and we are putting more and more of Alabama into the Georgia report for obvious reasons. We heard that Huntsville is the highest growing, how should I say, metropolitan area up and coming in the country. Huntsville is huge and major. I would have never guessed it, but it's true.
Only because Rick lives there.
Well, yeah. Anyway. Anyway, so if anybody wants a sample report, just let me know. Terry with an I at trnusa.com. And happy holidays to everyone. I know people emailed us and said they weren't going to be here today. They're taking early vacations or they're whatever. But
you want to mention the price change January 1st?
Yeah, I guess I should. The price right now is $4.99 for 1 year. You get 12 reports for $4.99. Okay, and that's 60 to, well, yeah, 50 to 80 brand new leads every month for $4.99 for 1 year. After January 1st, it's going up to $8.99. Sorry, guys, but additional help is needed. We have a lot of our PR people sending us leads, a lot of things that are coming in. We've been around almost 30 years. Everybody knows us. We get invited to new openings all the time. And I got to tell you, we're busy as heck. So we need more help than what we have here. So they're going up to $8.99. There used to be maybe 40 leads, 50. Now we're up to 80. That's a lot every month. There's nobody anywhere that has a report like this. I don't care who it is. I defy you to find me one. And if you do, you get a free report.
Be careful when you say that. Gary Hart said something like that once.
I get,
A lot of people are too young to remember that, but
I remember Gary. Hey, Terry, you were mentioning Huntsville. So a lot of people don't think Huntsville as a major metropolitan area. The city of Birmingham right now has, as of this year, has 198,000 people that live in Birmingham. As of the beginning of this year, Huntsville now has 221,000 people living in the just in the metropolitan Huntsville area. That doesn't include the surrounding cities
Yeah.
around Huntsville. So, yeah,
I
I
bet
watched
traffic's horrendous.
that and it-
the infrastructure in Huntsville is the worst. I mean, we have a main artery that runs north and south through town, and a spur interstate that connects downtown to the main Interstate 65. And if it takes you less than 30 minutes to get home, you're doing good. I mean,
Well,
some people that's no big deal, but we're
They're gonna
land-
have- and
What's
it's like California, like I'm from California, so I used to drive 60 miles to work, 60 miles home, 5 different freeways. It took sometimes 4 hours to get home. So yeah, it's pretty bad.
And Miami is starting to catch up with California. If you go down 75 toward Doral, they now got 6 lanes in each direction.
Oh,
75. So it's
You know,
almost
yeah.
to
I don't even go to Miami because
Lane.
we,
6 lanes in each direction.
I
So
can't.
That's what we
Yeah.
need to have down here now. Yeah,
like the
Oh.
Jersey Turnpike.
yeah.
Well,
that's-
Terry works with the new openings part of everything. Does anybody here work with McDonald's? Or
Mm.
because I read an article yesterday that McDonald's is planning to expand their operation. What was it, 8,000 locations? Is that what it was, Baja? 8,000 or 800? I don't know. It was a huge number.
Right.
And
So they're opening it's almost like a new branch of fast food called Cosmics.
Right.
So it's COSMC apostrophe S. And I think it's supposed to kind of gear more towards, because I mean, right now there's a lot of, health and wellness kick going around right now. A lot of people are trying to become a little bit more healthier. So, I mean, one of the items I saw on their proposed menu was a turmeric infused latte, which you would never find, in McDonald's. So it's interesting. I think they're kind of doing that type of this expansion there.
Yeah, concepts to like Starbucks, Seven Brews, Dunkin',
Yeah.
those kind of to compete with those concepts.
Yeah, I thought I saw something like that. Is that out of Illinois?
Big
Well,
time.
yeah, because that's where McDonald's is out of, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw something. I didn't read it carefully, but I was kind of trying to figure it out. But I don't know if this was a joke or not, but McDonald's was coming out with a adult Happy Meal. It's supposed to be a throwback to the 80s when they had the toys in the Happy Meal. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's what the toys are.
I'm just thinking instead of a toy, it's got a little small bottle of Geritol in there,
Yeah.
Some comes and
they do have a spinoff. There's a coffee shop. It's I think I'm not sure if that was what you were talking about, Baha, but they also are coming out with, this is true, a spin-off McDonald's. It's going to be a coffee shop with
it's a
Like a Starbucks.
within but with food as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
and
I think
they're changing the ingredients of the hamburger.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Is it gonna have real meat in it?
it may be.
no, it's gonna last longer as long as it petrifies. It'll last.
Right. Careful now. We're recording.
Mr. Regan, we cannot see your face, young man. There you are.
Hey, it's my turn to do an introduction.
No, it's Joe's turn.
Okay, my name is Joe Krieger with Card Payment Services. I'm on the south end of the beach where Chris is, all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. I can almost see it. But anyway, Card Payment Services, we support about 700 to 800 merchants here in Florida and nationally. We got offices here in Lauderdale. Actually, we're moving to North Miami, and another one up in Orlando. Actually, the home base rep up there. We are a ISO independent sales organization, which is a fancy name for a reseller or dealer or Fiserv, formerly First Data payment systems. So our bread and butter is setting up new restaurants with their payment processing, credit card processing. And in order to do that, we resell 2 point of sale systems that are pretty heavily used in the hospitality industry. Clover POS, which is probably the #1 selling POS system in the country right now in both retail and hospitality. And it's very widely known, very widely used. And then we sell a piece of software that's been around in Windows for years in the restaurant industry called Adelo. It's just been ported over to the cloud in Android and iOS. So that's our higher end solution. It has integrated inventory, timekeeping, labor scheduling, all that good stuff. So we're supporting about 300 merchants. Restaurants are probably at least 40–50% of them. And that's our main focus of our marketing. And I've got myself here covering South Florida. We're merging with another company down in North Miami, so we'll have a few more people there. And then in Orlando, I got a sales rep. And then I operate with about 40 or 50 1099 agents across the country. My local number is 954-635-5044. And the website is www.cardpaymentservices.net. Thank you.
Okay. I see Ed has joined us. Good morning, Ed.
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Morning,
Just
Ed.
got done with the dermatologist again, my 6-month checkup, and some good news and some bad news. Only one biopsy, so I'm doing pretty good, I guess.
This is bad business.
It could be far worse.
Well, stay away from the beach with Chris and Joe.
Well, that's true, Chris. I got a problem there. I guess that's from too many years of being on the soccer field.
You came at the perfect time, so you're up.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have batch freezers and soft serve machines and mixed treatment machines through Carpigiani. We have display cases through ESA, IFE, and GTI Designs. And we represent BGI, which is a continuous churning ice cream machine. We have access to drink machines, slushy machines through V-Air. And you can reach me at 904-334-4489. Thank you.
Did I miss anybody? No. Okay, I want to double back to Baja, and Ed, Baja is in your territory. He's up in Jacksonville. So
Jacksonville, whereabouts in Jacksonville?
We're right off Bay Meadows on Lake
Oh, Bay
Mead.
Meadows? Okay.
Yep, so about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm right off of Blanding Boulevard, the infamous Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park.
Oh my God, I was there about 2 days ago. G's Slow Cooked Barbecue. Have you tried it?
Which one?
G's Slow Cooked Barbecue.
Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah.
Yep. We had a lunch with a client there. It was fantastic.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool. And for new
So,
places.
Baja, if you want to, now that you've seen what everybody does, you want to add anything or give us some more information or change your whole situation?
Of course, no. I'll kind of go about it again and kind of give my contact information. I think that was great. I don't know if I'll ever beat Chris Kaufman though. I mean, that was pretty
Nobody-
majestic the way he speaks. So I mean, that's gotta be hard to beat. But I'll kind of go again for some of the guys that weren't here earlier. My name is Baha Arol. I'm located in Jacksonville, and I'm a commercial risk advisor that specializes in the restaurant industry. So I mean, everything from your property insurance to commercial lines, of course, to workers' comp, everything like that. And yeah, I'm just super excited to kind of meet everyone. And my phone number is 585-435-1655. And I'm currently with the Holmes organization, which has been in business in Jacksonville ever since 1989. And throughout the agency, we have over 300 years of experience. So a lot of great mentors to learn from and a lot of resources to dab into to kind of get our clients just the best rates, the best service, the best protection, and the best service when, God forbid, those crises do come up. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, welcome. I'll do my little intro. I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News. We've been publishing since 1996. And our website has our newspaper on it at www.trnusa.com. We also provide email marketing, video email marketing, the restaurant leads report, and 2 of these meetings on Friday morning. If you would like to get in touch with us, 561-620-8888. Okay, I came across an interesting article. I think Chris Pumo is going to find this interesting. He's our stats guy. This is an article, and the headline of it is, "The average American hasn't tried a new restaurant in 5 months," according to this research. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's 3 or 4 pages of it, so I'm just going to pick out some of the hot spots. A survey looked at how open 2,000 adults are to trying new things and found that their favorite restaurants aren't the only thing they stick to. The average person hasn't found a new song that they liked or watched a new TV show in 4 months. That goes against what we were talking about earlier about TV shows. This was a poll that was conducted by OnePoll on behalf of a FunJet vacation company. It said those who stick to their comfort zone said that they stay within the realm of knowledge because they know what they like, 64%, and they enjoy the comfort that comes with familiarity at 60%. So basically, in the restaurant industry, there are restaurants that have been around for a while, and you'll always find that they have repeat customers. And not only do they have repeat customers, but the customers come and get accustomed to the server that they used or like, and they want to stay with that server. So that's one aspect of building a successful restaurant. Anybody comments or ideas or?
I agree with that. I was reflecting on that not too long ago myself, and I haven't tried a new restaurant and I can't tell you how long, and it's really weird. I mean, I used to. I can't tell you why I changed. I tend to go to the same places.
So that brings up a good question. How does a new restaurant get to you? How does a restaurant bring you in? What do they do to entice you to try something new?
Are you talking about just a new restaurant in town or just a new dish?
No, a new restaurant.
Well, I mean, here in Huntsville, for instance, I mean, we're every time you turn around, there's a new restaurant coming to Huntsville that's never been here before. I mean, we've got Culver's now, which we've never had. But the problem that we see here in Huntsville is it's one, it's landlocked, and 2, every corner you see a Chick-fil-A or you see a Zaxby's, and that gets old very, very quick. And so here, I think when a new restaurant opens up, it's just the fresh of new. And I think that's what draws it here in Huntsville, because it's never been here before. And being a small town that we are, when something new comes in, the media beefs it up, and that helps. So they use the media and that doesn't, and in all honesty, that doesn't cost the business any overhead. You just call the media, say, hey, we're coming into town. They're going to come and they're going to advertise for you, and that's zero cost advertising.
Well,
Yeah, but
that falls under public relations. And there are PR agencies that work with restaurants. There's one very successful one here in Florida, Susan Brussman and Associates. Especially in South Beach and South Miami, any new restaurant that comes in, they seem to get the client, and they. I don't want to get into what they do because I'm going to ask you guys, but so what do you do to grab the new people? If 60% of the people are not open to trying new places, how do you get those new people?
Well, part of the problem is that reflecting on myself, because I thought about it myself, the last month or so, that I wouldn't even know where to go and what's new. I don't hear of any new restaurants, kind of thing. I don't know if it's the circle of friends that I deal with or whatever, but I'm just not aware even.
Well, I do look online to see if anything's new, and obviously I know before probably anyone else. But if I were a restaurateur, which I did this before when I was in California as part of my job, I would create ways for people to get to those new restaurants. And I think it's old-fashioned, but it works. You get a gigantic grand opening banner. You hire 2 people to stand outside, and you just, wave it around, new opening, try us out. And I'll tell you what, you'll get so much business. And then word of mouth from that is huge. That would be what I would say. It's old-fashioned, but I'll tell you what, if they know that somebody has gone to the trouble to get a banner and people to stand outside, wow, they must be friendly and they must be good. So let's go try them out.
Question to you, all y'all. I guess I moved from Johns Creek, which was a pretty good sized little town, to coming is mostly, a lot of chains, and just sort of places I would not run to all the time, just real fast food. But I tried to venture out a little bit, but the most of y'all venture out, what, maybe 5 to 10 miles, or just sort of your surrounding, because because I try to venture out on the weekends periodically. I've ended in a place called Ball Ground, has some pretty cool restaurants. It's about 30 miles away, but so maybe it has to do with like you said, comfort zone. Kind of just, you stick around in your little community, and and maybe there's not a lot of new openings going there. And here in Cumming, I go to this place called Marie's. It's a locally owned place. Maybe go once, maybe twice a week, whatever. But they do good food, okay? But I can't keep going there. Just like Rick said, Chick-fil-A gets old after a while and stuff like that. And it's I don't know. Because my wife asked me, where do you want to go? I said, I don't know. I kind of I don't know where I want to go, because it's all fast food, So, but yeah.
Well, you keep going there, because when you walk in, somebody who's seen you there before might say, might give you a warm welcome. You want to go to a place that you feel comfortable, like going to Cheers. You want to feel comfortable, you want to feel welcome. And but Rick brought up a point about the media grabbing on and helping the restaurant get some coverage. Every business, regardless of what it is, but specifically the restaurant industry, should have a budget allowance, of line item in the budget for marketing. And marketing encompasses public relations and, number 2, advertising. So if a new restaurant is under construction, there should be a buzz about that restaurant while they're being built. And yes, you do call up the local media, call up the local print media, TV stations. We get a lot of information from reports that TV stations do on a potential new restaurant. A little bit of a bio on the chef.
Yeah.
A chef who used to work at Joe's restaurant is now opening up his own place, so that they figure that as a story. But it goes hand in hand with the advertising that any restaurant or any business should have a budget for.
Well, I believe in one-to-one and spreading the word accordingly. And that means maybe getting involved with Kiwanis or Rotary, getting your name out there, taking a lot of business cards, because people see who you are, what you do, and they get a certain comfort zone with what you're talking about. As far as publicity and turning around building sales, one of the best situations I ever saw was Rio Bravo in the early days, like the first year of their existence, was only doing about 19,000 a week in sales. And this goes back to 1985, 86. And it was in a good location in Buckhead in Atlanta. And Buckhead's a rather affluent area. I think next week they got the annual T-Bills for Tots campaign. But the Buckhead part is it's a good location. So what they did was they invited television personalities to come and be guest waiters and waitresses at the restaurant, and all the tips they made would go to a charity. So what are they going to put on the news? Okay.
Right.
Today at Rio Bravo, our anchor man and our anchor woman went out and waited tables, and the other guy from the other channel tended bar, and all this. We raised over $25,000 over this weekend for whatever, and publicity long last. So here it is, more than 3 decades later. I remember that, and it made an impact.
So, Chris, what was your job in there? That you were cleaning the tables?
I was the official taste tester. Make sure
Oh,
that
you were a taste tester. Okay.
yes,
You were
right,
the greeter at the door. Okay.
right.
He was the MC.
I want to show y'all something. There's a restaurant in Atlanta called the OK Cafe, which does land office business. We're talking maybe 16,000 customers a week at the OK Cafe. And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Used to be 24 hours. They cut back the hours. They cut back that 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. group of hours because of the rowdy crowd. And the sales went up after they cut off that time frame. Anyway, they've got a sign on the beginning when you come into the OK Cafe, how many minutes do you have to wait for a table? Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, which is a great idea because they're so busy. You're thinking, oh, like Yogi Berra used to say, they're so busy, nobody goes there anymore. So they put this lighted fixture out there to tell you how many minutes until you get a table. Well, in the same vein, driving down the main drag in Vidalia, Georgia, the new regional hospital posted, I don't know if you can see this, if not, anyway, at their reader board, they've got this, it says the ER, the wait time at the emergency room, 3 minutes. I mean, if imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, OK Cafe should feel flattered, because I just can't imagine there would be a judgment call between, well, honey, this emergency room, there's only 3 minutes. You know, you got that compound fracture. Should we keep driving and find one faster? Anyway, it's imitation.
Yeah, I've seen. I think they do that waiting time at some other places also.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, usually what they'll do now is like we'll go to the Olive Garden for dinner, and there'll be a wait, and you put your name on the list, and now instead of calling your name or giving you a little thing, they say, well, what's your cell number? We'll send you a text. Well, when you open up the text, it tells you what number you're in line and how many people are in front of you before they call your name, or they beep your phone.
You can actually see that on Yelp if you have access to Yelp. you can go into search restaurants in the area, whatever, and I'll tell you what the wait time is.
Yes.
But,
Hey guys, I gotta hop off. I'm sorry.
yeah, me
All right.
too.
See you,
Bye,
Chris.
Chris.
Bye.
Have a granular day.
I will. Thank you.
I was just gonna say something and it flew out of my mind.
Oof.
So another, going off the media and marketing, especially with the newer generation that's, more consuming their, media from social media and, all that good stuff. What I've noticed, especially, just even here in the Jacksonville area, is Instagram and Facebook pages that will advertise things to do. I think there's a page literally called Things to Do in Jacksonville, or restaurants to try in Jacksonville. And these individuals, obviously we'll follow them, and weekly, they go out and try these restaurants and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, or just kind of rate the experience that they were having. And my girlfriend and I, have tried restaurants because of those pages. So I think, like you mentioned, Howard, kind of having an item line there, and maybe even, you don't really have to pay them, but just offer them a free meal when they come in and say, hey, try our onion rings, try the French fries, or try the special that we have. And then just kind of even them recording it, posting it on their social media feed will bring in, some new members, some new customers. And, I'm definitely, one of them, right? I've definitely tried a bunch of restaurants just because of, the social media.
Howard, another thing is, when we travel, and we'll stay at a hotel, one of the first things we'll ask the desk clerk is, can you suggest any good restaurants within the area? Because obviously they're going to do business with those restaurants because they're going to see people delivering to the hotel or whatever. That is also an opportunity for a restaurant to gain. Go to the local hotels and say, here's some coupons, give to your guests, and on us, 25% off whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really breaks down to the basis of marketing, right? It's who, what, where, when, why, and what you're trying to do, right? And who you're trying to target. So if I'm trying to target, like, Baja and his girlfriend, it's probably going to be a different vibe than a family, or, maybe a couple just going out looking out for romantic dinner, maybe different, right? And depending on where they are, the beach or whatever. So you have to customize to that. So sometimes social media may be good, be on open table, but you have to have a multifaceted marketing plan, like you're mentioning, Howard. So that's just coming from a marketing professor. So
Yeah, well, it's really, I was just going to mention something like that, because now, today, in marketing, in restaurants, in all industry, you're dealing with several different factions. You're dealing with the baby boomers, you're dealing with the millennials, and you're dealing with Generation X, or Z, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah, so I have a client who owns about 7 different concepts down here, and one of the concepts I really like is because you can walk into a bar, it's quiet, it's like, nicely lit. You can actually have a conversation with someone. He's like, we're going to bring in a DJ Wednesday night. I'm like, I'm not going in Wednesday night. Because the whole point of going there is so you can actually have a quiet place. Like, he's not looking for the University of Miami student, but like, you want more business. So where do you kind of, pull and do different things to get those different pieces, right?
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's where the marketing becomes specific and helpful, to do your research. Anyway, I think we've come to the end of our hour, so I want to thank you all for coming. Next week, we will meet again at 9 a.m. And next week is the final meeting of 2023. So be sure to come, because we're going to have a really big, loud party.
Hey, is Baja, is BAHA, is that short for Bahama, or is it Baja?
No, that's just my name.
Okay.
It's like,
I know.
kind of Baja California with an H,
Baja.
Hey, Baha,
Yep.
you mentioned you were in Jacksonville. I'm working with this client, and it's kind of a slow process, but he's expanding. I've told Ed about him. You've heard of String Sports Bar on
Yeah.
Main Street? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the one that has the basketball court inside, right?
Yeah. His name is Scott Adib. And he's opening one out by the the ocean. Okay. But to know about his family, I think Barry Adib and there's another guy that they own Woody's Barbecue.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah. So,
nice.
yeah.
I recently just recently meeting yesterday. I'm not sure if you know a Jack Dunmore. He owns one of the Woody's Barbecue locations in Jacksonville, and he also owns the Graffiti Junction Burger and Bar. So I mean, I've been trying to get in contact with the Deep family because they do own quite a bit here in Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'll try to get you on Scott's contact for you.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, because he's probably not. He's probably going to be a see you, Chris. Probably going to be more like a November opening of next year, but they're under construction and everything. So,
Of course, yeah. Whatever he
Yeah.
needs, we can take a look at. And I
Yeah.
probably should have mentioned this a little bit more when the whole group was here. But here at the Holmes organization, it's a lot more. It's a lot different than just your regular kind of agency broker. It'll talk to you once every 12 months once your renewal comes up. I mean, we'll do renewal meetings 6 months out just to make sure that we're growing with your business in terms of coverage. Because I mean, there's so much that can change within a year in terms of a business. Growing, their risks changing. So in terms of the servicing side, we're a lot more hands-on, which is why we're more as risk advisors than just regular commercial lines agents. So a lot of individuals will appreciate that hands-on approach a bit more than just your regular, okay, well here, let's get you the cheapest quote possible. Because of course, everyone can do that, right? They can, maybe give you some less coverage, especially in Florida. There's, coverage isn't really, in sort of state mandates, isn't very required very highly. But just as a general rule of thumb here in the agency, we don't write anything under 300,000. And that's just because us looking out for our clients, making sure that in the case of an emergency, they're fully covered. And there's no, oh man, I wish I would have got the business income coverage that would have saved me all these months of income now that my building is burnt down, which of course is the worst case scenario. But yeah, I mean, even though they're about 9 months out, we'd still have a meeting with them and not just 90 days out when, we can, buying something, right? So I'd love to get in contact with Scott.
Okay. All right.
All right, if anybody would like to get a hold of us, give us a call at 561-620-8888. And thank you all for coming, and we'll
Yeah.
see you next week. And let the sauce be with you.
Okay.